Doing well. Just give us a few minutes. We'll be getting started. Just waiting for some of our committee members to show up. In about 5 minutes, we'll get started. For everybody who's watching on the live stream, just give us a few minutes. Yeah. So yeah, we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
Let's discuss that.
There it is. Very happy.
Hey, Jackie, come on board.
Hi, Joelle. Sorry about that. I sort of stepped away a minute.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for joining us. We'll be starting in a few minutes, all right? About a minute or so.
Okay.
That goes into the end. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the Business Development Committee, for Community Board 12. It's 7:03, so I'm calling this meeting to order. Can I get a motion from the committee to adopt today's agenda?
Motion.
Can I get a second? Great, awesome. So first, like we always start, I'm gonna do some introductions. My name is Joel Abreu. I am the chair of the Business Development Committee here at CB12. I've been the chair for about 2 years now. This is my third year being the chair. Also on licensing. I used to be a banker at JP Morgan Chase. Now I work for DDC, as a community liaison, for projects across New York City. So, take it away. This is my assistant chair, Radia Barnes.
Hi, everybody. I lightly talked to a couple of you. Welcome. My name is Radia Barnes. I am the assistant chair for this committee, and I am also on the Housing and Human Services Committee. I work as the Workforce One Community Partner Manager for the Harlem location, and I'm newish. This is my second year on the board, and I just started as assistant chair.
She's being humble. She's a vet. She's a vet. She is now. Chris, introduce yourself, please.
Everybody, I'm Chris Whitaker. I'm also a new community board member, just started this past summer. I've been in the community for about 12 years, working in music. I started the Washington Heights Chamber Orchestra. If you've heard of that, I have been music director at Fort Washington Collegiate on London First. But I'm actually in the process of a career change. I'm a third year law student at Fordham. So
That's my alma mater. Yeah.
oh, awesome.
Nice.
So glad you're all here. Looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you so much for your introduction, guys. We have 3 other members, of the committee. But since we're not voting, we can conduct the meeting. But I'm excited you guys are all here. I know, usually we say the introductions, but this is very intimate. We usually are in the other room, but I want to get to know who's in the room. So let's go around the room and introduce yourselves, please. We'll start in the front row, start to shout you out.
All right, good evening. I'm Glenda Silva, Assistant Vice President of Government Affairs Manager at Ponce Bank. Been there just over a year and 3 months. A resident in Brooklyn. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Amia Cobb. I'm a community development manager at Ponce Bank.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Kim Ramos. I'm the VP and Director of Government Affairs at Ponce Bank. I've been there about 2.5 years. I was in government before that, did a lot of work up here in Washington Heights with many of the elected officials. So that's when I moved over to Ponce, the community bank. Did some good work.
Where you used to work for?
I worked with Carl Heastie and with the AG's office, and before that I worked at NORAM, which does, with Luis and Roberto Ramirez.
Okay,
So, some of the local races up here.
awesome. You're welcome.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ana Ureña. I'm the retail banking officer. I oversee our retail network. I've been with the company just a little bit over 20 years.
Sorry, should say your first name again?
Nanette.
No, thank you. Put that on it.
Hey, Bruce, welcome. Gentleman in the back.
Yeah, hi, my name is Alfonso Hernandez. I'm the owner of Taino Beverage Group. We sell beverages, 333 West 206th Street. And we're looking forward for the inviters to come to support.
Awesome. I kind of seen you at, our licensing. I don't know, you look familiar. Are you a business owner in that?
Yeah, but now, no, not that type of business.
Oh, okay.
Being the beverage shop. Yeah, we make them up,
Oh, okay, okay, great. Welcome.
Paul Gagliardi, Flair Beverages Corp., my baby business, president of Flair Beverage. We also own, about 7 acres in Inwood, local properties. We've been here, 50 years at Flair Beverage. In fact, this December is 50 years. Only job I ever had.
Everybody else is ahead. Okay.
Bruce, you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself. We all introduced ourselves.
Hi, I'm Bruce Robertson. I'm on the committee for quite a while. I'm on the committee board also in traffic and transportation, which is why everybody hates me, because they can't park their cars.
Thank you, Bruce. Welcome. So welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have a couple announcements first, and then we'll get into the rest of our agenda. So for the committee, I just want to make a few announcements. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, Jackie, you're gonna kill me. Jackie, please introduce yourselves. You know,
There's so no need to kill you. Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Tessman, Director of Community and Business Development with Community League of the Heights, Cloth in Washington Heights.
Cloth is our, one of our community partners, and is our line and the goals that we have here in the committee. So, she's always here with us. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
So a couple announcements. The big one, and we've been talking about it for a while since, the spring, and this is outdoor dining. So for anyone listening, November 30th is the last day that you can have your outdoor structures. Even if you don't have a license or you apply for the license in August, in the summer, you must take it down by the 30th. DOT will start enforcement, and we don't want any of our businesses to, get this fine. If you apply for the license, they're reviewing the license, and you can, bring about your structure. It's not really a structure, but is a set of kind of specs that you can have, which includes like chairs, tables. And in the beginning of April, you can put them out, assuming that you do qualify for the license. But anybody who was in that emergency program, for dining out, you must take it out, November 30th, or you will get fined. Okay, so just wanted to let that be known for the minutes. It's important because it was a great program. It, gave a lot of businesses life, but all good things must come to an end. So, second and
Parking spots now.
yeah. You guys had houses out there, huh? Right, Bruce? Had houses. Second announcements, for all our landlords, property owners, homeowners, multifamily owners. So starting today, November 12th, if you have 1 to 9 units, that means 1 to 9 units in your property, you must be containerizing your wastes. Not recyclables. It's just regular waste, meaning just landfill waste, you have to put it into a bin. And recyclables can go outside if it's after 8 PM, and if it's before 8 PM, you have to put it in the bin too. So those are for all my property owners, we have a couple homes in the 160s, some in the 180s. So just so you guys know, so you can avoid fees. Now, there is a grace period, which is 3 months. And after the 3 months, they will start issuing fines. Now, these fines can become hefty. The first time is like $50, which is not bad. For second occurrence within the 12 months period is $300. And if It's a third, it's $500, so we want to avoid that. All right, so any building that's 1 to 9 units. All right? Any questions on that? I know DSNY came to our general board meeting. Thank you, Naomi. Thanks. They came and they spoke. If you have any questions, they have a community liaison that we can reach out to. But that's for DSNY. So my last announcement, has anybody in the committee heard of the Family Enrichment Center?
Yeah.
No? They came to present, right, in the, so they reached out to, I actually met her at the barber shop. She was handing out flyers. She's one of the associate directors. And basically, I kind of wanted to send the video, but I couldn't find it. Basically, New York City has this program, that they're funding these centers, that are focused on family activities. They do events, and they're basically not-for-profits. They're all over the city. I think it started back in 2017, and one has finally came to Washington Heights. It's gonna be on 181st, where that bridge is, the terminal, and Broadway, 181st and Broadway. And they're asking our help. And how they want our help is that they are in the process of choosing a director, and they want our input. So anybody who's in on the committee who wants to be part of this selection process of a director, please reach out to me. I know this is kind of not in our scope, but it kind of, should reach out for us, Parks and Cultural, House and Human Services, and I think Transportation Committee. So she's asking for our help. If anybody wants to be a part of choosing the director for that program, let me know, and I'll forward you your input. Cool?
Do you have an idea of the time commitment at all? What'd you say?
I think it's a 1 week. 1 week, next week, 3 days. So it's a round of interviews. They'll be looking at a few candidates and if you want to be involved, you'll be involved in that selection process.
Do you know her name?
Yes, I got it in her name right here. Bear with me.
Program manager is Louis Cruz.
Louis Cruz, yep.
Oh.
I get that for you. Yeah, that's what that's who emailed Louis Cruz, so you can.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, any announcements from the committee? No? Jackie, any announcements?
I don't have any formal announcements this month, but I think everybody should be aware that New York State has what's called Restaurant Meal Program, and they're permitting many eateries to accept SNAP benefits. I don't think that a lot of people know about this, but first of all, it'll help families that have SNAP benefits be able to walk into a restaurant and get a meal, but it would also, bring extra income in for our businesses, for our restaurants and eateries. I put it in my newsletter. There's a few restaurants that have signed up already, but I'm more than happy to help people. It's a very simple inquiry form, interest form. I'm sorry, I don't have it here right now. Joelle, if you want, I'll send it to you. You could send it out. But
Yeah,
I mean,
do.
it really is sort of a missed opportunity. I don't know why a lot more restaurants or just eateries aren't taking
Any
advantage.
limitations?
Excuse me?
Is there any limitations to that program?
You need
Does it
to
include like heated foods?
Yes, you need to, you have to have, it can't just be coffee. It has to be 51% of your food is hot food or sandwiches, something along those lines in order to get approved. And then you also need to provide a 10% discount to customers, and it's only available to the elderly, the disabled, and the homeless. And this is sort of a little oxymoronic, but homeless people need to have an address in order to receive SNAP benefits.
Fantastic. That's typical New York City stuff right there. Yeah, send it to
New
me,
York State,
Jackie.
New York State.
Yeah, oh, New York State stuff. That's typical right there. That's good stuff. All right. Send me the info.
The shelter is considered an address though, so.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you.
Okay.
Quick word from NYC Celebrates. So there's an event that I want to mention. It's actually happening in this building on November 16th, which is this Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's a day of financial empowerment for women entrepreneurs and small businesses. There's I think it's like 10 guest speakers. There's going to be food served, and you can register. I'll send it to you, and we can put it on the minutes. But it's November 16th from 10 to 4 p.m. And we have Cindy Matos from TD Bank, Dr. D, Carolyn Tavares, a few others that are going to be in this event. It's a networking event as well as information on financial empowerment, health and wellness, and marketing. So, and this is being thrown by New York City Celebrates Women, and you can have more information on www.nyccelebateswomen.org. Register, please, for this event. Okay. Great. So, just to move along in the agenda, so here at the committee, we pride ourselves on harnessing a lot of resources. This is a resource hub, this committee. So the legal, labor, training, grants, loans, all types of banking, anything that can help our small businesses, any resource, we bring them here to speak, and then we disseminate that info through the general board. And I'm glad you're here with us. Ponce Bank is, I used to live in the 230s, visit my sister there frequently. And I used to pass by Ponce Bank, and I'm like, I gotta go in there one day. Never got the chance. However, I did participate in your pitch competition.
Nice. So your face was so familiar. I was telling this, I've seen him. So
Yeah.
And that was one of the judges.
Oh, you were, yes. Yeah, yeah, it's good. No, it's a good thing, it's a good thing. I participated in the pitch competition. It was fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get to win, but it was a great experience. It got me organized in my business. So I got to learn more about you guys through that process. You guys offer tons of help when it comes to like learning different aspects of running a business. So it was great when some of you guys didn't come to the committee. But I'm looking forward to hearing you guys, kind of what you any resources that you can offer the community for all years. So I'm looking forward to you guys.
Well, that's a fantastic interruption. Thank you so much. I think we did bring something just to kind of share more with you guys. All the wonderful things that Ponce has been doing in and around CB12. And we've been in a community where Bronx Beef Bank founded in 1960, and we're just not looking for people who can just let things lie. We have to push forward. We have to, keep growing, keep looking for additional opportunities where we can, aid the community, which is really where the bank came from. I'm really glad that you're very familiar with our, small business boot camp program, the pitch night that we started. I think that was, initiated this year. And in addition to resources that we have for small businesses, we also have financial mastery programs for all ages. We've worked with various organizations to collaborate to bring that. We also work with various nonprofits, do sponsorships, we do scholarship programs. So we're really a community-based bank. That's where we pride ourselves on. The bank is a minority depository institution, so we're run by a majority minority board. We are a CDFI, so a community development financial institution, which means that, we have a mission to work in our community to bring more resources to especially underserved areas. And, it also means that we are able to go to the federal government and say, hey, we have a need here. Come bring your resources into our communities. And so we bring in those resources, and then those are able to go out to the community to allow us to do more, right? And in the spirit of doing more, we really want to do more here. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways that we are looking to do that is to start a bank development district in CB12. I don't know, what your level of familiarity with it is. So just to go over the entirety of the program, or, high level overview. New York State has this program. New York City actually has a partner program. And in partnership with the community district, the Manhattan Borough President's Office, and a local institution, we receive deposits from New York State that stay in the community and help to feed out additional programs, additional lending. It supports that with the deposits. So it's just a way to bring in more resources right into your community.
We are, as a committee, we're very familiar with BDD.
Wonderful.
We've heard about this program, and some banks have tried to apply. Unfortunately, they rescinded their application or didn't get approved. And I'm excited because, I thought this was gonna be kind of like, oh, by the wayside. They said that they're gonna come back, but we haven't had a conversation after that. But I'm excited that you guys are pursuing that. So I know that some of the things that this program kind of requires is kind of like a platform where you guys do programming. I know that you guys have to accept certain number of credit applications, business loans, or mortgages. Can you tell us a little bit about that side? And are you guys continuing the application, or are you guys just kind of surveying whether you're gonna submit an application?
So I think, the bank as a whole is very interested in doing what we can to bring resources into the community. That's, what we've been doing. We do things with our foundation. We do things through our financial mastery programs. And we have actually successfully done or started a BDD recently at our headquarters, at the branches attached to our headquarters in the Bronx. So when we say that we want to bring that here, we want to do it. Like, if we could do it tomorrow, we would be doing it tomorrow. We want to bring those resources into the community so that we can really support where, the city that the bank is from, It's something that we're really passionate about, that we really want to push forward with. And of course, we need the support of the community board and the borough president in partnership with the bank to do that.
And where is your current BDD? Do you have others in the city, or is it just one?
Right now it's one, and it's like, why stop at one when we can do more, and it's centered, and it's Bronx Community District 9. So it's centered around our headquarters at 2244 Westchester Avenue.
You have, specific like programs, and the reason why I'm asking is, like I mentioned, we've gone through this before, but, you guys have specific programs, that if you guys do receive the New York State deposit, that you have kind of, if you have any programs in mind? When it comes to like lending specifically, like mortgages or, commercial loans, or even personal credit.
Okay, so we have a lot of different things that we're doing in terms of, changes that we made in the Westchester application specifically for that branch. We lowered the cost of money orders, so now for that branch, we do $1.50 money orders, right? For that branch, we also worked with, we had a conversation there and we said, let's make our checking accounts more accessible. So we really lowered the cost. You can come in and open that checking account with basically $1. And we call it simply free checking because that's what it is. No monthly fees, no monthly, flat rate fee attached to it, there isn't a minimum balance attached to that account. So it's really a great place for people to come in and start that relationship with banking. In addition, we do have a lot of lending products and programs that are great for communities, are great for small business. We have the Prosper Loan Program, which allows small businesses to access up to $25,000 with a very simple application that they can kind of be basically online. And then if they need support, we're here for that. We have our mortgage or banking division. So folks that are interested in receiving mortgage for like a 1 to 4 family home. And then we also support those people who are interested in finding out more about that process because we have a first time home buyers seminar. So we have a lot of different things and programs that are already happening that we want to, bring more fully to the community. And, we kind of look at it like holistically, right? So we have this Prosper Loan Program that allow a small business to do $25,000 as a loan, right? And we have the small business boot camp, which will help them in, there's 3 different series now. It started with 1, and now we keep adding topics as businesses ask us and reach out for us, and we get that feedback that information is wanted and needed. So it's not just, okay, can you get a loan? Although you can do that, you can also receive all of this information to make your business stronger as well as receiving that loan. With our, home lending, right? We have the home lending products. We have conventional, we have FHA, we have a whole suite of home lending products, but we also have a first-time home buyer seminar to help somebody who's, say, approaching this process really kind of get all of the information they need to present themselves and say, hey, I'm ready for this loan, right? So, it's not just the lending, it's also the other pieces that help somebody access it. We don't, nobody wants to say no, but sometimes we need some coaching on how can we best present ourselves to get a yes, right?
All right. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm sorry, can we just add
Sure,
one?
yeah.
We have, we want to bring a site here.
That was one of my questions.
So you have a situation where banks are closing branches and disengaging from our communities. We want to engage with this community in particular. That's why we have small businesses who are here to talk about, businesses that have been located here for a long time who want us to come and be here. We have a director of nonprofit services where her sole job is to work with nonprofits around the city. She's from Washington Heights. And that's where she goes out and gives professional development, helps them, build capacity, but she talks to them about partnerships in terms of support for their galas and their events. She talks to them about banking relationships, but she has the banking background. We have Juan Vargas, who does a lot of our Prosper loans, who also from Washington Heights, does a lot of stuff at the United Palace, is in the Riverdale branch. So we're already doing a lot in this community. My boss was probably listening in on it. One of the great things that, as a community bank, we can develop programs. One that very passionate about is about protecting your legacy. So we created that from scratch last year, which is really telling our professional people, you get to a certain income level and you build your generational wealth and you buy your home, but do you have a will? Do you have have you done any financial management or planning? And we're starting to offer that, and we're setting that up as a 4-part webinar series. So these are all the resources that we do as a bank, as a community bank, that we want to bring to Washington Heights to build on what we already have been doing without a branch here. So now to have a branch here, to have employees that come from the community, to have services that we could offer and build on that we already do very well, is what we want to do here in Community Board 12.
Thank you. Go ahead, Chris. I have a few questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, I have a different question.
Yeah.
As far as getting a branch here, where are you in that process? Or is that something that would come after you get the CDB? What does the timeline for that look like?
You have to have a branch to receive the funds.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's, on the timeline, the branch is there and then the funds, you can't just hop ahead.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that's in progress.
Well,
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, do you have any, well, get you ahead of yourself, but I mean, I'm just thinking about the empty Apple Bank up the street from here, for example. I mean, are there any
Like retail
locations
locations.
that there's an empty bank at 181st? They have
It's $8 million.
So we have a location interest in mind. Again, it's still in the very early stages of
Sure.
development. As
They can rent
it's one of
something.
this, and this one initiative is one of the, kind of, determinations to move forward also. So it's something that we really move forward.
That's good to consider. So where are you in, because I know they do this on a yearly basis, right? And it's for severely underbanked areas. And obviously Washington Heights, CB12 is one. And where are you in the application? Are you trying to submit the application for this fiscal year or the next fiscal year?
So in terms of that, I think there are definitely stair steps along the process, right? So you can't submit without the support of the community board. You can't submit without the support of the Manhattan Borough President in this case. So this is the process that gathers that support that allows for the submission. If it was up to me, I'd be marching there all by myself, like, yes, I want to do it. Let's do this. Let's get these resources, right? But you have to get your ducks in a line and, dot your T's and cross your I's first.
Okay,
And we have done our outreach. We're hoping we'll get the support from the community board, starting with this committee, but we have spoken to the Manhattan Borough President, who's very supportive. We have spoken to the congressman, the senator, the assemblywoman, or the assemblyman, and the councilwoman, who all put in support letters on our behalf. So we've started to do a lot of that work, that outreach now.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Yeah, I
go
was gonna ask you what the support looked like from the board. Is it just a support letter?
so just, I'll answer that. So, like we did last time, what we do is, here at the committee, how we write a letter of support, is that we would vote, and create a resolution in support of your application to the Financial Services Office at the New York State level, State Bar. So at New York State level, where they accept these applications, which is financial services, we'll submit, to them our resolution. This resolution goes up to the general board and then we send it to New York State.
They actually have a letter at the end of this. They wrote it for us.
Like I said, I would do it tomorrow.
We went through the process, yeah.
And
Oh, you guys did have, they even have whereases, that's good.
And in terms of
May have to
us,
modify it a little bit.
as a location, we actually do have a provisional lease. So we would like to move this forward.
Okay, and where, and if you don't mind me asking, where?
So it's right on the intersection of, crossing the 207 bridge from the Fordham Heights area to the Inwood area, right where they're doing all those buildings, right?
On 9th or 10th Avenue?
No, so it's right on,
On the 7th and 9th.
207th and 9th,
West corner.
on the west corner.
The
Okay,
northwest corner.
so it'll be on the first level, one of those new buildings.
Yeah.
correct, yep.
Okay,
Is that in Wood?
Corner location.
the corner location, that's in Wood, yeah,
It isn't.
yeah,
They have parking in the building too.
yeah, that's awesome.
So do you already have a lease or what are you doing?
We have a lease, but it, just provisional things that,
Yeah.
So-
of course.
Okay, good.
but we are,
So you have identified a spot. That's good.
yes.
That's good. So. I guess my next question is, do you guys have, a list or who banks with you in the area? Do you have businesses that bank with you in the area? And if so, like, what's your client profile? Like, do you have things like that, available to us?
I do not have that with me tonight, but I can see about what we can put together for that.
I mean, I can give it at a high level, some of our business owners, yes, we do actually have a lot of our, Inwood and Washington Heights, business owners that bank with us. That currently, go visit over the 230th location. Actually, Paul is one of our clients there.
Been with you close to 30 years, I think. Like 25 to 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul is a perfect example of having an extensive relationship with us. We have a lot of gas station accounts that also bank with us. So a lot of also the small business owners within the Inwood and Washington Heights area also have accounts with us. So yeah, we do
I
have
put 10, 12 accounts. in business.
pretty lengthy,
What-
the one in that profile.
What's your main attraction to your bank versus all the others that are competing for your business? What do you do for people?
Personalized service, we beat it.
Yeah.
We have a very particular, very unique customer service. I mean, you walk into our branch and again, Paul can talk, right, and Alfonso, like literally, we know you by Mr. Gagliardi, Mr. Alfonso, we know you by your name.
Right.
You're not an extra number coming into us. The personalized service we will receive from the minute you walk into our branch, from the minute you're being serviced with your transaction. Our bankers are trained, we have a universal model, so our bankers are trained to acknowledge, greet our customers from the beginning, from the entrance, and walk them through the entire journey. And our goal is to ensure that every customer walks out of our location very satisfied with the service. In addition to that, we provide, as Ms. Abreu mentioned, being part of our financial sessions, right? So we provide also an extensive program with a financial education, and that's what a lot of our customers come to us requesting for very often. We have, the service is so personalized that we have customers that call us even during holidays or over weekends. Hey, listen, I have an issue with my online banking. Can you help me reset it? And we have a support system that, is readily available to jump in and support when needed. So, that's a service that it's very hard and almost impossible to get at any other institution.
Right, we have a contact center that's live, people from the community. So it's not, outside somewhere else. We help people, customers who may not be credit ready, right? Because we see that a lot, especially in this community and in our communities in the Bronx. And we help them through that process, like, you may not be ready now, but we need 6 months of this, and we walk them through the whole process. So, we have impact reports that'll show that we work with a business, our commercial relationship officers work with the business for over 6 months to get them ready, because they weren't ready when they first walked in the door, to get them ready so that they could ultimately get. We have state and federal programs like the MWBE, where we can try and help them. A lot of the MWBE certified businesses that we work with Kenya Abreu with the New York Women's Chamber of Commerce. We do stuff with her regularly, where we show the businesses how to get ready. We bring resources, and then we figure out if there's any programming that will help them get the funding that they need if they get a state contract.
If I may add to that, I just get so excited when you ask this question, because there's so many things that we do out in the community. This particular location, and not just this, but all our branches, we have a product that is rarely found out there, which is a Simply Free checking account, right? Where literally there's no tax to it, it's a free account. And in some of our locations, particularly our Westchester Avenue location, which is the branch that was recently approved with the BDT, you can literally walk in with $1 and open the account and you're not going to be rejected. And you walk away with a debit card, you walk away having full access to your account. And we have a support system in our branches that support our customers and walk them through the way. we also are verbally involved in that community. We do a lot of community events. We do a lot of community participation. We're involved with food drives. We're involved, actually right now in the middle of doing a food drive for the holiday season. And this is something also that our customers, consistently highlight, the fact that, hey, I saw you guys last week at an event, and we're consistently and actively doing that.
I was wondering if you might be able to tell a story without using any names of one of these customers, either business or an individual who was not credit ready when they came to you, and maybe share a little bit more in detail what that process looked like. How did you get them to the finish line? If you have an anecdote, again, individual or business.
So I mean, yeah, we do have also a success story, right, from one of our business customers that, you know, he was at a very, entrepreneur, right, very early stages of his establishing his business. And today, you know, he's a very successful business owner, has a restaurant, has a catering business. And he speaks very highly of all the services that we provided him. We walked him through the entire process, literally till today, we still continue to handhold him. And I mean, he's referred over a plenty, you know, significant number of business clients because of what we have done.
So what does that mean, the hand holding? I guess that's what I'd like to hear you talk about.
We walk
more
through the
what that looks
process,
like.
right? So you come into our institution in this particular case, not knowing much about banking, not knowing how to go about, not knowing where to start, being clueless, this is what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. And with the programs that we offer, we're able to walk our clients through that. And, you know, help them with servicing their business accounts, helping expanding their relationship by offering other products and services that best fits their needs. So, you know, that's what we mean when we handhold them, we walk them through the entire process, and we're there with them all the way.
Do you have cash management programs?
We do have an extensive cash management program. We offer, from ACH origination to wire transfers to positive pay to remote deposit capture, mobile deposit. We also have right now capabilities for our consumer side of the house to be able to do wire transfers online at their own timing, from their computers at home.
You have POS, like merchant
Yep.
services?
We sure do. We do.
Oh, that's cool.
We also do, that's part of our cash management also, service. We also have a armor car service for a lot of our business owners
So
that cannot walk over to the branch.
what direction are you going in? Are you going towards more small businesses, more consumers, more bigger businesses? What do you see? What's the opportunity in the next year for you?
Small business driven, community driven, small business. That's really what our focus has been for the past, you know, few years, I'm gonna say.
You guys have different levels, like a middle market, or is it same accounts clear across? You know, because there's certain banks that have, depending on your revenue, you could open up different accounts. Is that sort of like what your business model is like, that depending on your revenue model, depends on what type of account you can open?
Yeah, so it depends, on the business model, not just precisely the revenue, but definitely, you know, what are the business needs and what is the intended purpose for the account? We do have from operating accounts to payroll accounts to, you know, IOLA accounts for the attorneys. We have different types of accounts that, depending on the structure and the nature of the business, then we best fit. We actually have also, Kim mentioned earlier about having a nonprofit director. We have a dedicated product, you know, for our nonprofit organizations also. So we have, you know, a lot of specialized services, and we really look for means to work with our clients and put them in the best product and services.
We just recently uploaded to our website, literally like, I think the end of last week, an impact video. Then Glenda will send you guys the link to it so you can get, and I think it showcases the salsa catering, which is the business we were just talking about, and how we helped them expand their business. So he started out as just a catering, where now he owns the building that he's running his business out of, when he didn't before. So, and he speaks very highly of it to public, so when we're mentioning it, so you get to see that, that impact video. But small business is where we do a little bit of everything, when, you know, specialize in the construction. But the small business, we know that that's the heart of, you know, the driving engine of our city is the small business, especially minority communities.
And we have specialized programs that we do in conjunction through New York State programs to offer more access to capital to businesses. So we participate in the Capital Access Program, which is there to promote access to capital to businesses, you know, by giving support to those loans. We participate in the Link Deposit Program, which again helps businesses by giving them an effectively lower interest rate that they experience in that loan for a period of time. So getting you off the ground in that loan, right? We participate in the New York State contractor financing program. So for small businesses who want to work with municipal entities in New York State, all of these, you know, when you think about contracting with the government, the state of opportunities that are there, this is a program specifically to support access to capital for small businesses who need that to get that, you know, when you're working with the government, you need to have a little bit of operating capital to get that working, right? So we have a program specifically in conjunction with New York State's program to support that for small businesses. So we're always looking for more ways to find ways to get small businesses what they need.
Yeah, you mentioned about, I'm sorry, you mentioned about also an example of another business we have, came to mind. I was actually at our Riverdale location, I'm called Riverdale London 230th location recently. And I ran into a customer that's been there for over 20 years. And his first impression when he saw me, he was like, oh my God, I can't believe that you, because I go from branch to branch as part of my role. He said, I just throwback, you know, when I started here, it was literally, you guys would help me, you know, build my business. Today, he started with one small restaurant in the corner, and now he has over three or four restaurants. And, you know, it was something that the minute he's seen it, he comes in with pride to the institution. He said, like, I can never speak any more highly of Homestead with all the services and all the things you do in the community. Coming here, knowing your bankers and knowing that I'm greeted by who I am here and not just the next sure customer coming in means a lot to me and my family and to my business. And that means a lot to us when we hear that. Again, you know, Paul would be another example.
I serve all small businesses. We have probably about 3,000 small businesses buying from us. Whenever I go in the branch, I see my customers, right? That's basically, that's what they're doing. They're serving the same people that we serve, you know, beer and soda and you know, produce too, legal produce, right? We have a little wholesale. I don't know if you've been down there. It's a little wholesale ecosystem we put together in the separate buildings. We have a milk, because I only can sell beer, soda, water, juice and ice.
So where are you?
Ninth Avenue, 207.
Oh, that's, okay, okay, you're the depot.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
207 depot, okay.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so you're here as the, sorry, I'm
In support of the
Okay, so
branch opening up, because that branch is very close to us.
So you're in business?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Carl's also a committee member.
So I'm a committee member, I'm a committee member, sorry, I'm kind of late. Anyway, so my sense is you're here to canvass our support, correct?
So I'll explain a little bit. So they're here for the BDD, and so to get a letter of support, for a resolution, in support of their application.
And, with respect to how far you've gone on your own hand, when are you looking to get the show on the road? I see everything, goes up to the beach.
Ideally, we'd love to be able to submit to DFS in December of this year. That will start a clock, and you know, DFS as part of the program has 60 days to evaluate an application. So, you know, when we say we want to do this, we do want to do this.
So, one of the things that, you know, there's $20 million that is deposited into the, well, 10 and then.
Subsidized 25 market rate.
Yeah, right, so this is a lot of funds, substantial, right? So especially being in the community, and knowing that this is an underbanked area, we want to make sure that these funds are used in benefits to the community, to businesses. So we want commitments from the bank, right? You know, last time we did this, we made sure that as a committee, we came up with commitments that the bank will give to the community. It can be, you know, loans, you know, originating or applications or credit builders or number of accounts or certain level of programming. We want that type of level of commitment. So it's not just like, oh, yes, we want to be banked, right? At a different level. And just have a blanket statement. We want something concrete that we can measure you guys by, right? Because you guys are evaluated every year, right?
Yes.
As part of this application. And we want to make sure that it's not just we're saying yes, but we're holding you guys to that standard where it's like, oh, you know, they did this for us or did that for us, and we can put a letter of support to continue that relationship with the community. So I kind of want to get like a sense of commitments, from you, from the bank, of how you're gonna help this issue of being underbanked in this neighborhood. And, you know, it could look several ways, right? Programming, accounts, number of mortgages or business loans. So we want that level of commitment. And I don't know exactly what exactly your plans are. Maybe shedding light to what the plans are with the funds can help us kind of get an understanding of your commitments. And maybe the committee could chime in on what type of commitments you want to see the bank give to the community.
What kind of metrics does the BDD require you to meet every year? In other words, number of loans, amount, you know, whatever.
So it's not, the program overall does not have like a fixed, every banking development district must do this. So there is a little bit of flexibility in terms of where those goals are and what those goals are. Generally, we'd be discussing, certain amount of loans, certain amount of accounts we would want to be opening.
I mean, they give you $10 million and they say, here, go have at it. And then next year they say, what'd you do with it?
Right, so we would tell them.
You have projections.
We did such and such amount of loans in each of these categories. We did these many accounts were opened, these types of accounts were opened. These were the contributions that the bank made to the community in terms of sponsorship. These are the amount of financial mastery. A lot of people use literacy, but we believe that our people can read and write. We just need to master financial concepts. So how many financial mastery sessions did we perform? What kind of topics did we cover?
Right.
All of that would be part of the reporting for that.
So on that level, what are your targets? Right? I know you guys have, you know, yeah, you have to report this to New York State, but what are your targets? That's what we want to kind of get down to, right? You're receiving these funds, you want to get a number of applicants. What are your applicant numbers? Things like that. That's what we want to see, because that's real tangible help. We can see that, right? New York State is going to give you these funds, but after that, well, what is there to show? Did we hit targets, right? What are our metrics? That's what we want to see.
Well, we worked that out with DFS, right?
Yeah.
Because they do every DDD designation is different. They do it based on community boards. They want to see that what's already being done in the community, they want to see it go up.
Okay.
So we usually show in those projections in the application, which at some point we'll be able to share with you. And that's agreed upon between DFS and us, on what that would look like. So we can definitely show that to you guys at some point, what that is, what those projections are. And then there's metrics that they measure us by to make sure that we meet that. And I can tell you that DFS is being a lot more stringent on them, on those data metrics than they have been in the past. Which is why they're holding us to be accountable. And, you know, we do that for the federal government, being a CDFI, so we're up to keeping those metrics and making sure that we meet them and surpass them, because that's what we do. That's what we have done as a CDFI.
So related question, maybe if we don't expect you to give us metrics right this minute, I don't know off the top of your head, but I'm curious in two respects about how you see the challenges, particularly in Washington Heights and England, around two things. Underbanked individuals. So we've talked a lot about small businesses. It sounds great, but putting down one branch at 207, what's the strategy? What do you see as the challenge for reaching underbanked individuals? Second of all, I'm no expert in the housing market and mortgages, but when my understanding is it's kind of like there's this big gap. It's either really expensive or it's HDFC co-ops that are like cash only. I see tons of that when I look. And I might be wrong about that, but I'm looking at the profile of available properties in this community. When I hear first-time home buyers, I'm like, who are we talking about? Is it, you know, tech, people in tech moving up here from, you know, from Midtown? Or is it people who've been here a long time, and where are the houses that are affordable that are necessitating first-time mortgages? So it sounds, I hear it, the whole concept sounds a little empty to me, but I'm wholly ignorant about the market, and so I'm just wondering, so I've thrown a lot at you, but those two things, underbanked individuals and how you see the challenge here, and then this idea of first-time home buyers, particularly in Washington Heights and Inwood, what's the strategy? What's the goal?
So I think when it comes to, when you're talking about underbanked or unbanked individuals, of course, opening a branch is a great step, you know, to be a presence in the community is the next step, right? So, you know, the banking relationship doesn't stop at the doors. We have a community affairs department, our branch, staff go out, they seek opportunities to engage with the community, to go to community events, to be present. And a lot of that is creating an opportunity to have a conversation, right? To say, hey, we're a bank, we can help you. Maybe you've had an experience prior where you were not able to, or didn't know where you could go to get an account that wasn't gonna charge you a monthly fee. Well, now there's a banker we're coming to you where you at and saying, hey, I have this, come on down, right? And so I think that, you know, that's a big play in how we approach, you know, is being part of the community, going to the community events, volunteering in the community, and, you know, making sure that the branch doesn't stop at the doors.
It's building the trust, because we know the underbanked and unbanked and underbanked communities basically is that there's no trust. They don't have trust in financial institutions. So one of the things that we like to build is that trust, and we do that by being in the communities, hiring from the communities, doing the financial mastery programs, to show people that if you're not ready, we can help you get ready. These are the tools and they're free, and anybody can attend. There's no criteria for that. What we also like to do is we do a lot of partnerships, right? So when we do these partnerships is to bring people together, the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, the Kenya Abreu's of the world, there's Anita Rodriguez who does the Regional Alliance with businesses. We like to do and create those building relationships and trust to bring people in so that they're not underbanked, to help them figure out what they can borrow so that they could be successful.
So the reason why we're asking for strategies or metrics and commitments, the reason why we're doing this is we intend to possibly vote, we'll discuss this on this resolution. The reason why we're doing this is because once we vote and we say yes, right, these commitment strategies, right, these metrics, we're gonna shoot it up to the general board. And we want to make a good case for you guys, right? Say, hey, listen, these are commitments, these are the metrics, these are the strategies they're doing. So the general board is not asking questions that are unanswered, right? And they reject the resolution. So, so we want to make sure that that's solid. So when we do vote, we send it up to general board, they're like, okay, yeah, this is good. You know, they're receiving these funds and it's truly gonna help our community. So that's, I'm just letting you guys know that that's the reason why, we're asking for this. Carl, do you have?
Well, if you have any thoughts on the mortgage, the first time home buyers question, but.
No, but
Once we get back.
we can find out, we can strategize and figure out, and there's nothing we can do about gentrification, and we know that that's a big situation here in Washington Heights and Inwood in particular. We're in the Bronx, so we know the progression of the community that has moved up into the Bronx, and we continue to serve them. We did a lot on PPP, where, you know, when the big banks weren't servicing the businesses here in Washington Heights and Inwood, we did. And we work with them, not just with the PPP applications, but we helped them with the loan forgiveness program. You know, so that a lot of them were able to receive this funding, not as a loan, but as a grant from the federal government. That may not happen as much anymore going forward, but, you know, these are the types of things that we did. So we're happy to help, do a little bit more around what you're asking for and come back to you with some more answers, but I think just based on what we've already done, and just to give you a little bit of an example.
One thing, where are you doing, I read the branch here?
I would think the Riverdale branch, the one on 230th Street,
Yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question?
the closest branch. We have one on 106th Street in Harlem. And we have, the Riverdale branch over on 230th Street.
So around two locations closest to this area.
It goes to this area. We also,
30th.
we also, we have partnerships with Bank of America and Citibank that allows our cardholders to access their ATMs without a fee.
Oh, that's good.
You know, and that's something that would extends, access to folks that want to get access to their money from ATM machines.
Service Bank of America, who else?
Citibank.
How many branches do you guys have across New York City?
14?
13 branches,
13.
14 to 07.
Yeah. 14 to 07.
13, yeah, hopefully.
Oh.
Yeah, 13 branches, one in New Jersey.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, capital access program, link, right? Contractor financing, all these people, PPP loans, working with Chamber of Commerce's, these are all, valid, strategic partnerships, valid strategies. And we want to present this to the board in a way where, we invite you guys to the general board meeting, right? To sit down at the public session so you can ask as many questions as they want. This is a small committee, but there's 52 of us, right? Right, so you imagine that some people may not necessarily see the importance or see the importance of maybe a different bank, right? That went and did the same proposition, right? So we want to make sure that personally speak, I love Homestead Bank, right? You guys went through the boot camp. I learned a lot of things through the boot camp. I did the Series B. I didn't go all the way through with it, but it's just a lot that you guys teach. And this is the first bank that I've ever seen that commitment really to, educate their clients. So on that level. So I want to see you guys succeed is what I'm trying to say. So, and just to put together, and I don't want to vote on this, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna pass on the committee level, right? But I want to make sure that we have a strategy in place, commitments in place, not exact metrics, right? And not exact projections, but definitely an outline of how you plan to attack this underbanked community. Since it is underbanked, and I think that having a bank right there would be awesome because it's gonna be, if it's already a commercial, imagine with 1,000 other residents are gonna be there. So,
Yeah.
6,000, 1,000, I think it's units or something like that.
1,700 units.
See that?
Are
So
going up now, to be opened by
by the fall.
probably July next year.
So we want those people and the existing businesses to be banked. There's only, I think, you got TD in the corner, you got Chase there, and that's it on that corner. So there's a lot of partners that you guys can work with, like Inwood Merchant Association, that's in the commercial view, the Washington Heights Chamber of Commerce, Cloth. They're not necessarily in that area, but they work with the community. Who else? So there's the Washington Heights bid, right? So there's so many partners that you guys can hone in on, but we want to make sure that's tangible and like, this is great. But I want to be able to present it to them when I do, so there's no portal, right? There's no, but we did this with this other bank. And I know you're probably not applying right now, and you're applying now, you said December, so, and they're not applying now because they rescinded their application, so, yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for you guys.
Wait, sorry, who's not applying now?
Banco Popular.
Okay.
Banco Popular is the bank that's trying to,
There's no restriction on the number of banks in
that's what I have to look into.
Yeah, right. So the BDD designation is based on the community board, not on a specific bank. We want it to be our bank and that we're, with
But
the,
is it mutually exclusive?
what you want.
It is.
What you're saying is that you want a BDD designation here and it's important because and you're supporting our application so that we can fulfill that.
That designation belongs to one branch. It's like,
For
Correct.
how big a
They'll
district?
award it to one branch. So DFS ultimately makes the decision, which is
And how big a district?
it would be community board 12. So Inglewood and Washington Heights. So I think it's a good opportunity since they're not applying for it anymore. But it has to be solid, right? So we can present that to them as opposed to what we've already presented to them. And we have one more meeting before your application is due. Where in the process do you need our letter of support?
Well, it can't go to DFS as a completed application without it, and the Manhattan Borough President needs the sign off of the community board before they can sign off. So you guys are kind of step one.
Okay.
What's the date you would
yeah.
say you would like us to have this back to you?
Well, I know you guys have a set meeting schedule, so you know, you couldn't do the resolution before, for example, the next general board meeting, which is what, in 2 weeks from now?
In 2 weeks from now. So I would probably say we'll do it in December. We'll, if we wanna vote now, we'll talk about it amongst ourselves and see if we're ready to vote. But I think that it will be better, and I'm just saying it because I know my board, I've been on the board for 4 years. They're gonna have a lot of questions for us, and we just wanna be as concrete as possible, just so that we're prepared.
But the first thing they're gonna say is you already recommended.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The first thing they would say is you already recommended someone, so.
What happened?
So what happened, right, and what makes this a better option, right? Like that's what's ultimately gonna be the discussion in the general board. So, and I think we're still on time for December, the first week of December, for our committee meeting to rejoin, and we can get those commitments from you guys, some strategies for you guys, and then present that in the general board in December.
And maybe have them come back
And then,
at
yeah.
our meeting
Yeah,
and then prepare for the introduction of the resolution.
yeah, what do you guys think about that? And is that like, you can be honest,
I think it crunches our timeline, we would, you know, we really love to kind of push this through us as quickly as we can and.
You didn't give us
work to
much
get
time.
I'm sorry.
You're not giving us much time.
I get that, but we,
So just for clarification, we can't present it on the 26th at that general board meeting?
and we don't vote on it today. So if we don't vote on it again, today and pass a resolution, then we're not gonna present it there, but, we can vote on it next month, at the beginning of next month, and vote on it, and then our general board. So I'm just trying to figure out a timeline that's appropriate for you guys and your application. But I think that you guys presented is great. I know Ponce Bank is, you know, I'm pretty sure that you guys are gonna, market, especially if you guys are bringing an actual branch in our neighborhood.
and we do have the support of all the local electeds.
And you guys have a provisional lease? You guys have a lease already? You guys, you've spoken to the developer, the owners?
One of the owners.
Oh. There you go. Awesome.
They had a lease, it's just provisional because of, they couldn't get their banking,
The BDD, which is already.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
I
yeah,
thought you were talking about.
Remember,
the money.
establishing a new bank is really difficult, a
Mhm.
branch, which is why a lot of people don't do it and people pull away from it.
Yeah.
The municipal dollars is very helpful to that. It's one of the things that we're
course.
discussing at the state level with the DFS commission and with the, you know, with the legislators about if you really want to get to underbanked and underserved communities, which is what they say their goal
you need to
is,
be there.
then you have to support. And one of the only programs that they have that supports facilitating keeping branches open or opening new branches is this BDD program. And even that is, you know, it can be quite onerous to submit an application to get the community support. And we've been able to do it and we want to continue to do that, not just here, but in other places, because we feel committed to this.
I'm gonna try to bring my customers into that branch. Being, we have a hard time with bouncing people bouncing checks on bodega owners and restaurants, because that's who I started for Emily. We're doing probably just over $100 million a year with the bodegas, and we don't deliver. So it's all cash and carry, so they all come to us. Right, so this branch, what I'm gonna try to do is get the bodega owners, and like I said, it's about 2,500 bodega owners and restaurants, small restaurants. There's every restaurant in the neighborhood knows who we are. Every grocery store knows who we are. You know?
And if I just say, piggybacking on what Joel was saying, in terms of metrics and strategy, as much as you can give us along those lines around for me, it's not necessarily like, oh, we want to reach 10,000 more customers, but showing us on some level that you understand the unique challenges of this community and that you have identified
Yeah.
those kinds of opportunities. We're like, hey, there's all these bodega owners who need help operating this way. And we've spent some time studying this, evaluating this. We understand what a first-time home buyer looks like in this neighborhood, unique challenges with affordable housing, et cetera. Just you can give us some tools and some language, like Joel said.
The first time home buyer, we're here 50 years. I live on City Island, but I'm here more than I'm home, right? But, there's really not many homes up here. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And so
Well,
it's,
there's co-ops and condos over
Yeah,
there.
There's a few condos and there's
Yeah.
a lot of co-ops, right? On the other side of Broadway and even up in Cabrini and up that way, right?
yeah, so just so you give us tools that we can bring to the greater board, so it's not just some boilerplate. We do this, this and this, or we've done this in the Bronx, but like, how does that fit into Washington Heights?
And keep in mind that people in Washington Heights do buy homes, not necessarily in Washington Heights, but in the suburbs, right? They move away to PA or to Westchester, right?
Yeah,
So,
the key also with the financial, with the first time home buyer is the key component of that is the educational side, right? It's not just necessarily going to this area and purchasing a home, because we're clear that the opportunity may not be there. But the education component that we give out to the community, that's a key factor. We have them all across our different branches. And we get people that come in, and we have participants that join from Fordham, that have joined from Inwood area. Because they also have children, grandkids that are growing up, right? And they want to provide that financial education to their children. Also going back earlier, you asked about opportunities that we have for consumers. So we have, aside from our small business bootcamp, we have what's called the My Finance, My Future financial program. And it's a program dedicated from, I call them the little guys, from kindergarten all the way up until college students, right? And it's something that we don't have that in today. Our kids don't receive that in school, right? So our kids going to college, not knowing what a credit card is, going to college many times they're going to debt and they don't know what it is that they're going into. And I'm speaking from first voice experience. I have a 21-year-old. And me being a banker, many times my son will ask me, Mom, what is it a debit card? What is it to have a check, right? Because they don't teach this in schools. So part of our jobs is to educate the community. And with the, 2,700 apartments that are coming in there, we understand that there's going to be a need there, right? To provide that financial education. So we can mentally prepare the youth, what to expect for, what to prepare for as they're growing up. They're right behind us, right? So they're the ones that are going to be leading this big industry. And our goal is to continue educating and providing them that support. So on top of the small business bootcamp, I think also our My Finance, our consumer program is very, very supportive to the community.
so I guess just to bring it back, and I appreciate your presentation. And I think that as a committee, you guys can stay here, obviously. We're gonna deliberate on whether we want to see more, right? Or vote on it today. Because that's what ultimately comes down.
And even if the decision is conditioned on, getting additional information, which we're happy to support.
Okay.
So hopefully that doesn't delay if we're giving that
Yeah.
additional.
I just
And
wanna make sure that-
appreciate-
Yeah, and we wanna make sure our timeline is there, right? Like that's ultimately, if the community wins, we all win.
Correct.
So, and I don't mind pushing this forward, but we wanna make sure that there's still a strategy in place and we're not just, winging it, right? So, what do you guys think? In the committee, when Banco Popular came,
Yeah,
they did show like a strategy, they had numbers, this is why we're, being so strict now is because they did, I don't know if you.
I don't think I was here.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, they kind of gave numbers, certain applications, certain, programming, they did all that. So I'm asking the committee, what do you guys think?
I thought they said they were going to renew the application.
They were in April next year, that's what they.
I don't understand why they stopped.
So I think that, I think Javier was here 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And he said that they, for some reason, they didn't meet certain expectations internally to submit the application. Not that DFS on the state level denied them, but rather internally they didn't have enough to give them the confidence to apply for it.
So
So they're gonna re-implement.
I'm gonna accommodate to entities. Along those lines.
No, we can't do it.
No, yeah, so no, so BDD designation
So it
belongs
has
to
to be
one.
one person, one.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's not our decision, right? It's DFS that, right? So we can recommend to, but ultimately, we're gonna talk to the general board and the general board is gonna be like, okay, you recommended.
Well,
fine,
let me
right?
take a different tack. We can make the argument that EP is not going forward and these people step forward, so it's a new opportunity for them and we don't want to deny them an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's just that you didn't give us,
I agree.
you didn't give us much time to absorb this. But fortunately, we're familiar with the process because we
Yeah.
did it with somebody else. If this was a first time thing, we would have said, wait a minute. this is too-"
This is too much, agreed.
But we know the drill and I'm hearing all sorts of good things. So, I can make a motion to say, let's put a resolution together.
Okay.
And they have to get us more information, right, to put into the resolution or to make us feel more comfortable.
More information.
Because the resolution has to be submitted the week before or so before the general meeting, and we have some time to work on it, but not a lot of time because the holiday is coming up and we're all busy.
So we have a motion on the floor.
Yeah.
To, agree to write a resolution if there is more information, given to us.
Very simplified.
And then, Carl, did you second that motion?
Yeah, I do.
Just a question,
Yeah.
I don't know, Jackie had her hand up for a while, I don't know.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh.
No, that's okay. It was just a comment. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, I can't really hear everybody's name from Ponce. But when I was in East Harlem, I worked really closely with Wanda. I was at a union settlement with PPP, and they did an excellent, excellent job connecting with our businesses, literally. That's just,
No, that's not the question. The question is,
yeah.
Thank you, though,
do you have a program in place in the manpower to implement a $10 million absorption rate? And how are you gonna dispense with the funds and meet your requirements from the state? And, because that seems to be what Popular said was, wait a minute, we thought we could do this and we can't,
Right.
so they're pushing it out. And here you come along. We don't want you to get in the same box.
So right now, there's a motion on the floor,
Yeah.
right? So motion, seconded, for more information.
Yeah.
Before we write
Right.
the resolution.
Simplified.
Okay, so this means that we won't be able to write a resolution now, seeing that there is, no,
Well, not today. We
Not
can,
today.
we can draft it.
yeah, we can draft it, but we want to be able to vote on it, which is the key aspect.
Can we take a vote? We can take a vote informally.
No, we would have to be in session.
We can do that.
Would we be in
Yeah,
session?
we would have to be, it would be in
Let's
December,
not agree.
December or-
December.
We're happy to step out if you guys,
No, we want to make sure.
YouTube too.
Yeah.
Just trying-
Yeah, we want to make sure that you're here for the decision, right? Because,
No, I'm saying, can we pull something together? This is the 12th, whatever it is, before the 26th,
so yeah, we can draft it, right? But in order to,
because they need something like by the beginning of December. They need to know that they have a commitment from the community board by the beginning of December, which is a week after our next general meeting.
I see what you're saying, but I would say that you would need those commitments prior to us drafting it. You understand? Like, it can't be like,
What
we vote
commit-
yes on it,
What commitment?
like the strategy they're gonna give, but more information.
Well, how quickly can you get us more information?
Did we give them a date that they should have it to us by in order for us to be able to create the resolution?
Would you guys want them to present it? That's the question.
No, they don't have to present it, they can just email it.
My thinking is though, I mean, it takes as much time as it takes. They came to us today or whatever, and I mean,
Well, they have a deadline.
is that a deadline? Is it?
No, they have a
Is it
deadline.
exactly they want to do it?
No, there is the reason for the
We actually
deadline
lost at
is,
least a week because of election day. This meeting was changed because.
Yeah.
of
Yes,
election day.
correct, you're right, yes.
Yeah, but my question is.
no, the urgency, and we'll explain to you, is that there's the New York State Court, and then there's New York City, right, who also has a commission. They only meet once a year, and that's in May. And in order to meet that deadline, we have to get approved by the state first. And the state takes 60 days from when they get a completed application. So, and the more we move it over, the less likely we are to meet the May. And in order to do May, you have to have it submitted by March. So we've kind of moved backwards to try and figure out how to get this done. So if we move into December, that means we have to delay our application until January, and then it's 60 days from January. That DFS comes back to us. So the longer we wait, the less likely we are to get that second round of funding from the city, which again is also part of the calculus to help us open up a new branch. Because a de novo branch is really difficult to open, which is one of the reasons why a lot of folks aren't doing it where we want to.
No pressure.
We also have our own processes and, my question is, if you don't get it done by December, what effect will it have? Will it mean the process is dead?
No, we're saying we could do the December general meeting. They want
to know how.
they want us to do the November general meeting.
Bruce, I want to know how far up we can go with this, for instance. So we respect our processes as well as accommodate their timelines. If it doesn't happen by December, what happens? What else?
So so here's,
That's a good question. I can't answer that here.
Carl, so
Can we do it in January? I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I mean, can it be done?
We have a provisional lease that's also on a deadline with, in order to.
So
that's
Carl,
based on-
and I'm sorry to interrupt you. So I think that what we're tugging right now is, do we want them to present and then do a resolution? Or should we pass the resolution and wait for their info? So I think that's two options. Either we vote right now, say yes without having the key information, which they verbally have mentioned a few things, but, or do we wait for that information, then vote on it, and then present it in December? Or do we vote on it today, have them send the info, put it into the resolution, and put it, and vote, and present it to the general board?
Right.
So it's either option A or B. And that's what I want you guys to kind of hold and think about, because it,
Can we put it to vote?
yeah, let's put it to vote. I like that.
I was gonna
Yes,
suggest we can have our cake and eat it too, because we can, I just got here, but you tell me parliamentarians, we can pass a resolution that's provisional on them getting us the information we want.
Right.
And I think we have to put in some kind of mechanism that if we don't get the information we want, that we don't present it, or we have to wait, it gets pushed back.
I understand
How would
that,
we write that?
but we would run the risk of it not being enough, right? So we can set a date to the information,
Mhm.
right? And then we review the information and say, oh, wait, this is not what we asked for, right? So it's like running the risk, and this is for the committee to understand, that if we do that and set a date, we also have to set not just the date, but exactly the content that we have, that, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Um,
All right, perhaps we can give them a short date to submit this information.
And we can try and meet your deadline so that you can have the information and get it in before the week deadline you have to submit it to the general meeting. Like, we could put that on ourselves to meet your deadline so that it could go before the general meeting. And we appreciate you doing
Oh,
it, because we know that
by like
if you
Wednesday.
guys are putting us through the motions,
Mhm.
it's because by the time we get to the general meeting, then it's that much better for
Yeah,
us when we do that. So we prefer that we're hashing this out now, so
yeah,
that the general meeting becomes a little bit easier.
Well, how about-
We
We
appreciate
need it
that.
can you get it to us by Friday?
That's the date, then that's what we'll have to do.
so I'm gonna put it to
And then we
vote.
may have some questions.
Yeah, that's another key, that's another issue that we might have, that not only just what the content is, but maybe we want more of it, but
We have a pretty good outline of what we need. How-
yeah, we do, and I'm gonna put it, Radia said we're gonna put it to a vote.
Okay.
And we have option,
Yeah, I'm good with going for a resolution, if we get feedback by Friday.
okay, so you're in favor of voting for it now?
Yeah.
And including their info, at a later date?
Yeah, but if we don't get the info, then we don't make the
Right.
resolution, we don't submit it to the general meeting and, but they're gonna get it to us.
Yeah,
It may not be 100% of what we want. We may have some questions, but it's a iterative process. They want to get this. They're gonna do the best they can.
Okay,
And so are we.
You guys, to help you guys, in the process of crafting this, and we are.
It's not that
With
complicated.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Put it
so,
down in English, just simple English, not banking jargon.
Understood, understood.
We can.
Actually, because I'm the trial lawyer.
Popularity.
I mean, it is, right? Like, well, I'm gonna put it up, I'm gonna bring it up.
I mean, so we
We don't
understand.
have to do it now, but I'm just trying to recall, it was like,
Okay,
But we
so,
know what we wanna ask them for, you have a baseline, because you were very familiar with the other one.
okay, so I'm gonna just put it up.
I mean, what kind of questions do they ask you in the application for the state? What are you gonna do with the $10 million? Well, tell us that.
Yeah, strategies, right? Like, oh, what does it take to, do you know this community? What does it take to bank this community? Things like that will be perfect. So just to
But
continue to vote,
it's also key to talk about where you're going, because based on what this gentleman is saying, there's a whole lot of business in that neighborhood. You're gonna get a lot of business just by being a branch in that 207 and 9th Avenue. And I'm not that familiar with the area, but there's a hell of a lot going on there, it seems.
Right, there is, and particularly all the new tenants that are,
So that's a whereas we can say, they're installing a branch at 207 and 9th Avenue.
Mhm.
Because there's so much opportunity based on the new development and the yada, 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 which I don't even know what's going on. And we have customers already established there who give us, how much business do you do with the bank?
Okay,
Yeah, $1 million a year?
better than 100 million, over real estate, maybe 120 million.
Okay. And you don't have to be, we don't want to be specific about you. We just will say, a lot of
Is it
business.
it's all ballpark, they're just.
Yeah, we're not gonna mention
Understood,
you or anything.
understood.
Should we draft the questions that we want them to answer?
I would
Make it more.
rather let them do the
Yeah.
heavy lifting. I'm busy. Sorry.
So, okay, so we have 1, 2 in favor.
Yeah.
Who's in favor of Bruce, between you guys, just so we can,
Yeah, so I guess what I'm just, because I still don't understand, if I'm not understanding, I don't have it right. There's no reason not to go forward with this, receiving their information,
No.
unless we just wanted to have them come and do a whole presentation for us in person, right?
no, I mean, we don't have to have them, but as long as they send it,
Yeah,
it's
that's right,
fine.
so like, there's no harm.
Okay.
Like, we just go through this, if they, for some reason, don't get us information, then it's delayed.
Okay, so,
It's on them, so
um,
there's no reason to not,
Right.
so I would vote yes.
okay, so,
You can leave Jackie there too.
we are, today is the 12th, and our general, board meeting is the 26th.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, what's your name again?
I'm Amiel.
I'm gonna give you some time.
Okay.
Because my executive meeting is on Monday, the 18th. And I wanna have it that day, because all the chairs meet prior to the general board, where we present our resolutions for that month to all the chairs of the committee. So I wanna have it by the 18th. So, I'm gonna put into motion to vote, in favor or against this, application to the DFC in New York State. For Ponce's Bank application, for BDD designation. And I'm gonna go around the room and we're gonna vote on this. So,
Do we need to be in session? Or is that?
no, it's okay.
Formally we need to do.
No, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We have quorum, which is good. That's formally what we need to do. So, Radia, how do you vote for this resolution?
Favorite.
Cora, how do you vote?
Yeah.
Bruce, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. And Chris, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. So your resolution passes,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
right, which is a great thing.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
So we're gonna support your application to DFC in New York State to create a banking development district in our community board, which is fantastic. Good news. With the condition that we receive more info on the strategies, set metrics and commitments on ways to plan to serve this underbanked community by the 18th. I am also requesting.
No, by the 15th.
I'm giving her to the 18th.
Oh, we have to write the resolution.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it.
Okay.
I'm gonna write it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it. Yeah, I did it last time. I'll do it again.
Okay, we'll help you.
So, on the 18th, however, I am gonna request something. In case we do have questions or want more info, the resolution is gonna be already written. I want you guys to come back next meeting, maybe just you, I don't want the whole, brigade, but, you know, it's late.
But you're welcome.
But you're welcome
To this committee.
to this committee meeting, right? So see if we have any questions regarding the info that you, created. Cool, the resolution is gonna be already written, and we will vote on it on the 26th. I also invite you to come to the general
Yeah.
board meeting on the 26th, in case there's any questions from the general board.
And you can speak for 2 minutes.
Yes, I'll put your name on the public section.
Each person can speak for 2
Yes.
minutes as a public member, a public person,
So,
and on behalf of this
yeah,
resolution.
come on by. What's your name again? Paul. Paul, and
You'd be good.
Alfonso Hernandez.
Alfonso and Paul come in as, community members and speak on behalf of Ponce's Bank application. So come on the 26th, the 18th. We want, that, the info. And what's the first Tuesday of December? What day is that? That is on the 3rd.
The third.
So come on by the 3rd after, the general board says, yes, we want you. And after we just said yes, after you created the info to talk to us about what you created. Cause we would love, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have questions. And if we don't, great. We don't, but, just come on by.
It'll still be cool to say hello.
Yeah.
You have our commitment. You have our
Yeah,
commitment.
awesome. And you know,
I'll be at the meetings.
yes, that's another thing. I want you guys to have a relationship with, this committee. We have a lot of businesses that come in and out, especially here and in the licensing. That if you guys do become a BDD, we're gonna refer to you guys, right? Refer to you guys, so. No, congratulations on passing the resolution, on getting that resolution passed, and, we will draft it and we look forward to hearing you.
Question, regarding, I have a thread going with Ebenezer. I see your email, Joel, on
Yeah.
there, so just making sure that all those in that thread is whom we follow up with.
Yes,
Okay,
Ebenezer's our district manager, he's the one that
Yes.
runs the office, and I think, Paola's there. so-
unless she is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's our office manager.
Does somebody want to talk?
Okay.
No, this is, hold on. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah, somebody else had a question.
Oh, no, it was basically the same question, 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, I'm definitely gonna get you the information you're requesting, but I need to make sure I know the channel to pass it through, right?
Okay.
Make sure he gets it. Ebenezer's good, but he's better.
So, just know the condition on that vote is if we get that info.
Yes,
If we don't get the info, then our resolution, your resolution doesn't pass, so we won't recommend it. So, but, yes, send it to me. I look forward to it. That's awesome. Any other questions? Any other questions regarding this?
No.
Good. Moira's gonna kill me from UMass. Moira, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Are you with?
Moira,
Jackie.
yeah.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Moira? How you
Don't
doing?
worry about it. It's been good business. I'm like, I never heard of that program before, so I was interested in what was going on. How's everybody doing?
So we have, Moiram. Moiram is, part of the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. He's also a CDFI. He focuses more on the lending side. So he wants, you know, he comes in every so often. He's also a frequent visitor of ours. So, just tell us a little bit about UMES and what are some of the programs you guys, have?
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Mario Espino. I'm Senior Business Development Officer for UMES. That's the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. Just a quick little history. UMES was created by the Clinton administration for serving the Uptown area, Harlem, Washington Heights, and Inwood. We became a community development financial institution in 2017. And so we, you know, shift focus on three major areas. We do small business, we do workforce development and cultural arts. I work for the small business department for the past 3 years. And we have some of the products that we have are, you know, term loans, lines of credit, but something specifically tailored that came out of the pandemic was our hybrid microloan. So we set about a pot of 2 million aside to do this loan. This loan is basically up to $50,000 at a 3% rate for 4 years. The good part of the loan is that on the back end, you get forgiven 25% of the loan, concurrent you meet certain requirements. We were able to deploy almost about 1.3, so we still have a little money left in the pot. So that brings me here. You know, we served a lot of the communities, East Harlem, Central Harlem, West Harlem, but it's been a little in Washington Heights and Inwood, and I really want to make that push for a lot of this money to come here, to get more applicants in, to get more people that's interested. And the second part is I want to hear from you guys that speak to a lot of the small business owners as well. What kinds of things and products or services or education that we can help the small business owners to kind of bridge that gap, to make them more financially savvy, to make them more technologically sound, and et cetera, because we're looking for different ways in which we can help, not just lending, but also the educational piece, the financial piece, and things like that. So it's kind of like a two-pronged thing. And yeah, that's my spiel. I'll have some information for you guys. I apologize I couldn't be there in person this time, but I'll have some information. Joel has my phone number and my email. I can put it in the chat. But I want to, you know, reopen the lines of communication. I know, you know, we've been out for a while. It was summer. We're all hanging out. So now that we're back, I want to meet everybody and just get to know everything that's going on. And
no, that's awesome. That so he does so Moran does a lot of work, comes to different parts of the city, but you know, he's concentrated on getting the rest of this micro loan to Washington Heights. I think that we were able to do one, correct me if I'm wrong.
We did about two.
Okay.
Two hybrid micro loans there, yeah. One of them you referred.
Yes. Right. Shout out to Drip.
Right.
Dripswell. So what we want to do is, and I want to answer your question is, that's what we're doing, right? For example, Ponce Bank is here, and part of what they're going to start doing is educate, and they do now, is boot camps, right? They do like boot camps, they do seminars, financial education seminars, and I think a lot of the success for UMES is to kind of join these events, right? Like go and talk to business owners that maybe this product may fit a certain client that Ponce has, or another partner that we have in Apple Bank or in Banco Popular. All of these banks, I think that is important to have the connections, and I'll refer you to them because they have the clients. They're the ones that have the banking relationship, and ultimately they're the ones that know where are the pressure points, where they're hurting the most, whether it be a banking need, a cash management need, or a lending need.
Right.
So I'll connect you with Ponce Bank and the other partners. Huh?
They're a client.
They're a client?
Yeah.
They're a client of yours?
Yeah. Hey guys.
He knows our bank president,
No, but
So
yeah,
I-
but on a
You
professional
lend
level.
him money and he lends it back.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well,
You
you
give them a
city
big bunch
advised
of-
support, you know, they
Yeah,
gotta
that's good.
support the city.
They
advised, they can
subdivide it.
support the community.
Okay.
And now for, any event that, Ponce has in the future or that other banks have, I'm gonna invite you to them so you can make that connection and be able to find those clients.
So this would help
Yeah,
you too.
please,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
If they
please, I
become-
appreciate it. Yeah,
It would help you also.
yeah, definitely.
Send me the info, we'll include it in the minutes. And, I'll connect you with, I mean, they already are connected, but, any events that they have, I'll let you know about them.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Chris has a question.
Hi, question out of my ignorance, what is the possibility of using the microloans or products like the one you have for refinancing existing debt? Say the business isn't really in a position to grow necessarily, but
Yeah.
they've got the stuff on the books. Is that possible with
I
what
mean,
you're offering?
no, that's not something that we do allow. You know, I don't think that's something that we've historically have deemed that it was okay for the use of funds. It's mostly been for, like, equipment, payroll, any kind of leasehold improvements, utilities, any other costs that are deemed acceptable, but not really for repaying many loans. The refinance specifically, we haven't really done much, so I can't really speak to that. Historically, we haven't done so. I could get back to you on that information for sure.
That's okay. I'm just curious if that was in the mix.
Also, Chris, keep in mind that UMass, in order to qualify for a UMass loan, and I want to put this in the minute, you have to have a lease. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Moran. You have to have a lease in the specific area.
In Upper Manhattan, yeah. So basically, these funds are specifically for our community up here. So you have to be in business 2 years. You have to have a minimum revenue of 100K. You have to have a commercial lease in Uptown. We really want to make sure that the money is being disseminated in the area. That's why we don't really do a lot of startups or like home-based businesses or like things like that, because we can't really know. We like people to be employed here, work here, and serve here. Another thing, I'm going to send you the information as well. I would like, and we've been sending it little by little, but there's this empowerment zone tax credit that these small business owners are entitled to. I believe it expires next year. It's basically for those businesses that are from here and employ people that live here. They're entitled to certain tax breaks. So we've been kind of spreading the word little by little. I'll send you the information as well, Joel.
Oh, yeah, send us that. That's good.
What's the mix of grants and loans?
Yeah, so in regards to the hybrid microloan or just in general?
In general.
So we have a cultural arts department. So they provide grants. We just crossed a threshold. We reached 2 million in artist-based projects. So the cultural department, that's what they focus on. Uptown, all the cultural organizations from dance to theater to all that. That's their portion. We're more on the small business lending side, so we'll do straight up business lending, from the hybrid microloan to term loans or any lines of credit. In my 3 years there, we're able to cross that threshold with cultural arts organizations. Currently, we are giving a couple term loans to different cultural organizations like the National Black Theater. We're working with the People's Theater. Who else we're working with? Yeah, we got a bunch of things in the pipeline.
Cool, all right. But yeah, send us that, the empowerment zone tax credit, and some information on the current microloan, so we can include it in today's minutes.
I got you. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
so
for your
much.
time.
Thank you so much, Moran. It's always great to see you. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll catch up soon, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I'll be there in person next time, I promise.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care.
Take care. Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you guys after Moira, because we're about to wrap it up. Anyway, we just have to talk about the yeah. But thank you. Look forward to your info. Look forward to working with you guys. And thank you for staying 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I know it's a late meeting, so.
But this is for us, it's a long-term relationship. That's what we build partnerships for, so. We want to establish long-term
And I think I saw you at that event, now that I'm looking at you were hosting the event, the one in Harlem? Where they announced the winners.
No, that's
No,
Valerie, but thank you for thinking I look like her, that's a compliment.
That was actually a salsa caterers.
Oh,
That was the
Good
client we were
food.
talking about,
They're
yeah.
Oh,
really, yeah.
the food is great.
Yeah, the food is really great.
But thank you, I look forward to it, but yeah, you guys can leave now. Oh, by the way, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something, not have nothing to do with.
She said their face.
Nice to meet
everybody.
Thank you again, we really appreciate it.
So, I'm sorry, I, totally forgot. I'm gonna see you back there.
It's okay.
Introduce yourself.
So my name's Anna Reyes and I'm a longtime Washington Heights resident.
Good night,
I've been
everyone. Thank you.
here for like 24 years. I actually run a nonprofit that's still running. I founded it and, we're at the GW campus at PS 187. But I'm here, now I'm consulting with nonprofits. I'm here because I'm a little concerned with some of some practices that I'm seeing with some of the small businesses, particularly, and I'll just, kind of bring it up. So what I'm seeing, and I want to know if this is the group, I was at the Parks one, and anyway. So what I'm seeing is some of these small businesses are literally using the trees that are right in front of their establishments to actually, as an additional space to sell. Like literally, there's one that has merchandise inside the tree, like the tree pit. And then the other one has like mattresses, they have garbage. And as you know, Washington, the Nature Conservancy did a whole survey of the tree canopy. We're trying, because we have climate change, right? We're seeing it now with, obviously, we're in the middle of a drought. And we know it's gonna get worse, right? Washington Heights ranked number 3 out of 59 community districts, meaning that we actually have, a lot of us live here because we have all these beautiful green spaces. And it takes a really long time. Once those trees die, it can take 7 to 10 years. They clean the air, flooding all of the rainwater, right? Shade. And we're talking St. Nicholas and 181st, which are the main commercial districts. So I want to know, I don't know if this is the committee, but like when I'm talking street vendors, because I know that that's really hard, but I'm talking if you have a business. And I looked it up because I actually reported some of them.
Good.
But nothing's happening, that they pretty much can put merchandise out on the street up to 3 feet. But this is beyond that. They have it in front, but then now they're using the trees, which, and the reason I want to bring it up is because if this becomes the norm, then it's not just going to be them. It's going to be the street vendors, it's going to be other businesses. And that's really impacting the quality of life. Here in the neighborhood, it's also really difficult to even walk. I don't know how people, if you're in a walker, if you have a wheelchair, if you have a stroller, I've gotten to the point, quite frankly, I used to shop at some of the stores that are in these corridors. I'm almost not shopping there. I literally go to Harlem or I shop elsewhere because you can't walk.
And where specifically?
So I have 3 and it's, I have the pictures that I can actually show you on my phone. I emailed the bid. I didn't get a response. So it's the Black Friday on West 181st. They're all like the Black Friday.
Were you the lady that,
Are you Isidro?
I'm not Isidro, I'm Joelle.
Okay, so yes, I'm the one that emailed.
Yes.
With that, and so it's usually like these Black Friday, what's the other one? Hot deals.
They had this
local
huge mess in front of.
Yeah, they have like, I'm not lying, I have the pictures, about 7 mattresses, literally mattresses, right around the tree pit. The other one, which is the one I'm just like, and I've asked the guy, I was like, why do you do that? It's this beautiful dawn redwood tree. And this is the pit, this is their merchandise inside that thing. These trees barely have any water. I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And it's just like, nobody does anything. Right now, they're chaining the bikes, and that's not even, and it's just horrible because these corridors, because they're, that's where you have the most of the trucks, all of the cars. So they have most of the congestion. And they're the ones that really need this the most.
Oh my God.
And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So I just want to know, why I don't want anybody penalized, but can somebody go in there? One of the things, actually, I didn't do it today. I wanna see like, can we start in this neighborhood?
A conservation?
A concert, not just that, but like businesses now have like these ESG, but I don't know what it looks like at the small business, that we actually give rewards, just like we have ratings for restaurants.
Yeah, I know what
That we
ESG
give
is for,
ratings
yeah.
to stores
Of
and,
course.
you know, businesses for how sustainable your practices are. You know, like how clean it is, because we need it. Like, we are not, you know, I don't need to tell you what's happening, but I just feel like these are businesses. They have a responsibility. Street vendor, different story, but these are businesses.
I think there's a couple ways to go about this. One, obviously, sustainability, right? Like, the parks, and maybe the Department of Buildings, talk to landlord, because honestly,
Yes, I'm like, who do I talk to?
maybe we can talk about.
The email those. Yeah, I forwarded, yes, if I have the email. I'll send it.
That is his district, that's his,
It's a
that's
bid.
the bid.
I did, and I didn't get a response from them. I sent it last week, so I was like, okay, so who else? I was like, when I talked to.
Nobody was talking to anybody last week.
Are you making a formal
Yeah.
complaint about this?
I'm
Well,
just
yeah.
saying, I'm saying, listen, what can we do to address this issue? Because it's just gonna get worse. If they're like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, I can use this to, it's just gonna, the problem is just gonna grow. And you know how this, I mean, we know it, it's just gonna get worse.
So, just a quick, take on this. I grew up in Washington Heights, and since I can remember, they've been doing this.
I've never seen it in
No?
24 years, not on the trees. I've seen other stuff, not in.
Not in the tree, your
Not
issue
in
is not
literally,
the,
yeah.
not the street.
No, this is
It's
inside, like,
yeah.
this is literally inside, this is not, and again, I've been here, I grew up in the Bronx, I had family here. I've been here pretty much all my life, I've never seen.
When I
this.
said this, I meant like selling on the sidewalk, but not in the tree
Correct,
pit.
that's my problem, my problem is that,
In the tree
leave those
pit.
trees alone,
So it's
because we need them.
Yeah, it's
It's a health issue, it's,
Environmental.
It's environmental.
It's a complete obliviousness to the fact that there's this cordoned off tree pit.
Correct.
People are just throwing merchandise and crap
On,
alongside the tree
Correct,
pit.
correct.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen that.
that's great, I've never seen that.
That's
great.
a thing.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing, excuse me,
Yeah.
that may help is it's gonna get cold and snowy. So they may bring them in. That's,
Your lips to God's ears, it's gonna be cold and
Well,
snowy.
with climate change, I don't know, you know, it's
but
just getting.
the 34th precinct should have something to say about this, and that's where Isidro comes in.
Okay,
He's in charge of the bid, and that's what they,
Yeah,
street vending has always been a problem on that
in
area.
that area.
This is worse than I've ever
because
seen
these are
it.
but again, I'm not talking, these are businesses, so then are you recommending that because I contacted the bid, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
what
no,
else
keep
do I
follow
do?
up with,
Yes, no, here's, he serves on the board also.
Okay,
And I will talk to him, about the issue that you brought up. Part of why they receive funding is supplemental sanitation, literally, that's
Yeah.
one of their line items.
yeah,
Meaning the gates that they pull down, graffiti,
mhm,
power washing sidewalks,
garbage.
and the guardrails, I think included in what they're supposed to be cleaning. So I will talk to him directly, and I'll put you in communication with him. That is his area. The bid is funded through SBA, not SBA,
SBS.
SBS. And they receive funds to do supplemental sanitation, so, they should be on top of that,
okay.
especially if it's in that corridor. Is this specifically this area?
It is, literally, there's one on one, and again, I put the address, I sent and I can forward you the email. It is, you know, and again, I know that this is.
Sorry, it's 181st Street.
180, but most of these things, Saint Nick between 179th and 183rd, and then the one on 181st. And there's some, yeah, I mean, I'm just dealing with the businesses, I'm not even talking about the street vendors, because I know that that's a whole other.
When you talk to the business, that's a real store about it, what do they say to you?
You know, I didn't go inside because I don't, but I talked to the guy. Like,
Because they're not
"Put him
happy
in
about
there."
it.
And he's
They're-
like, I said, you know, that's illegal. He's like, you know, but it's a poor guy, like, he's not the manager, right?
Yeah, I know.
The manager's the one that's like, they know better.
He's not the landlord of the
I'll
building.
let you in until tomorrow, we have licensing. It's either Heights licensing. Maybe. Come on by. I know that I don't wanna send you to the committee, But, and if you don't want to, you don't have to, because I'm gonna talk to him anyway.
Well, maybe I'll do it online. So if we join online, can we speak up?
yes, you can speak, yeah, join it on through Zoom.
You meet us tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you see, oh, I forgot, Carl, you're
You're
there
on
too.
licensing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much
Yeah.
again, and I know, but it is a big deal.
No, it's a,
and,
no, it's not,
you know,
it's not a little thing, it's a huge thing.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, how are you connected to this problem?
it's just, I'm a
Concerned
person,
resident.
I'm a concerned
Okay,
resident. I also, I'm on a coalition with my, the consulting that I have. There's a group called, Forest for All NYC that we're trying to grow New York City's tree canopy to 35%.
Oh, wow.
And so because, we actually need it, right?
Yeah.
And so part of it is just my own personal, I'm not here as a business, for my business, I'm here because I'm just really concerned.
Okay.
And it's horrible that we have businesses that we can do something about and they're choosing to do this, so.
Just know that my business is in the ESG space,
Oh,
and I am 100% with them,
well,
so.
thank you so much. Do you want me to send you the
Yes,
email?
it's-
And
you-
which is Ebenezer or?
Joe, it's JJ, you can take down my email, and I'll forward it to the committee.
Right, hold on, let me just,
That's crazy.
AJ.
Abreu, ABREU, 411@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Ready for one.
I did, I reported them to and it was the sanitation department. But then again, they made it worse. They actually had a table inside the pit. So they took it out, that extended out to the sidewalk, and then that's when they put everything in and then around. The mattress guys I haven't even bothered with, because I'm like, and also who would buy a mattress?
Okay.
Whatever.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank- no, thank you.
They can damage the trees that way.
And that's what I'm saying, that, I mean, it's horrible, like, and we have literally, Washington Heights is like number 3, we're really doing really well.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, let's just, I don't know.
What's your name again?
Anna Reyes, yeah.
Yeah.
All
Thank you so much, Anna, thank you for your
Thank
concern,
you
and
so much.
we'll follow up with you.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, bye. All right, we're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's new that was new business.
Great.
Chris, you have some new business for us.
Yeah, really quick, is Joel or Joel? Everybody calls you different things. What do you want to be?
Whatever, it's a crapshoot.
What do you call it? What's your?
You can call me Joel or Joe, I don't.
Joel, I know some Joel, so that's what I was thinking. Wait a second, did I have it wrong? So I've heard a couple, complaints from concerned citizens about the plastic newspaper, racks, I guess they call them, that have been empty since pandemic times, like Manhattan Times and, Vespolito or whatever still refills there.
Mm.
Some of them refill, but not all of them. Anyway, I looked at Manhattan Times website, they've got like 24 of these things all over the place.
They don't even print anymore.
They don't even print anymore, right, exactly.
They don't print?
No, they're full of, and people are
It's
full of
digital.
trash. Anyway, the question is,
Oh, you're talking about the plastic ones.
yeah,
The
plastic,
yellow ones.
right, and here's I can show you a picture of something somebody just sent me today. Basically, the question is this fodder for this committee? And, for example,
Yeah.
these things have not been used for years and they're just all over the place.
Who is that? Is that us? No, not
I
really.
don't think so.
Well,
DOT.
Well, so
Okay.
DOT,
So it's transportation. That's me.
Let me see it. I wonder if we could get like a map of these.
well, they actually, I mean, Manhattan Times website actually has quite a list of them, but, where's the picture? This is like 190s at best.
I wonder if instead of like just taking them and just throwing them, like repurposing them, right?
How would you recycle them?
Like, I feel like that would be just like, it's already good infrastructure, right? Like, that's already like a communications infrastructure, right? In some sense.
Well, so if this isn't for this committee, we can leave it. Basically, DOT has a process where you can complain, they'll come pick these things up.
Oh,
Well,
So
send it to
there's-
our committee.
Yeah, So, you know, there's a couple of things you could do. You could
Leo.
reach out to the people who
Right.
own these things. Apparently, they're regulated more than they used to be through DOT. So anyway, I'll forward it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'll give it to Leo, he's our chair.
yeah, Leo will probably be the best to do that.
So what do you, what remedy do you see?
Well, the best thing for Manhattan Times would be for them to just rent a U-Haul and go pick up all their things and throw them in storage. And then they'll avoid fines.
Okay.
And so inviting them to do that would probably be step 1 or step 0.5. Step 2 would be maybe sending a letter to DOT and say, please enforce this because nobody's been putting newspapers in these things for 4 years.
That could even
They're
be
junky.
an Ebenezer thing with the district,
District cabinet meeting.
yeah.
I would go through Leo first.
Yeah, sure.
And because it's regulated already through DOT. But then I think that step of contacting Manhattan Times, you know, suggest that to Leo. You know,
Yeah, maybe we can catalog who else has unused.
Yeah.
That's Deborah's, Deborah, what's her name?
what's the other newspaper called? Despacito?
Espolito, what is it? How do you say it?
I've never
There's AM New York also has some
Not
around,
anymore.
but have they picked them up? It's a question. Or are they just sitting there?
I see him too, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Is there a map of where these things are?
Manhattan Times has a list on their website of all, I mean, their website's outdated. It has a list of, 24, from Maywood down as far as they go. With every intersection where you can pick up a Manhattan Times today.
Okay.
So,
It's kind of like the outdoor dining, you know, there's gonna be outdoor dining police who are gonna go around.
Mhm.
Maybe it could be outdoor newspaper box police who go, the same guys. Because
Well-
DOT doesn't normally have a violations policing.
Yes,
This is a new thing for them.
I see.
yeah,
And it used to be, I don't know who used to do it.
I don't know, I think it was,
The cops.
no.
Oh, that's right, health department.
Health department, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, thanks for.
yes,
listening
yeah.
to that.
Any old business? Any, business from you? Good.
No business for me this month.
Announcements? All right, it is 9:04. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Carl, seconded by Bruce.
Chris Goodman.
Chris.
I get my name in there. I never seconded it.
They look at it at the end of the year. Oh, Chris didn't second any motion.
All right, 9:04, okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If anybody's still on. No, okay, thank you, guys.